President Trump first made the announcement, and then a bunch of media outlets picked it up, and now, if I'm not mistaken, even Turning Point's official Twitter accounts confirm the news. Charlie Kirk is dead. As some of you may or may not know, Turning Point USA is actually headquartered a few miles this way, over here in Arizona. It's south of Phoenix. I'm gonna go over there just to check out the scene. So this is the scene outside of Turning Point's headquarters. There are a handful of reporters. My name's Kevin. What was your name, sir?
Tom.
Tom, what kind of impact did Charlie Kirk have on you?
Well, I mean, he's probably one of the leading conservative voices out there. He's such a young, inspirational figure.
Yeah.
And he lives here.
Mm-hmm.
A few miles down the road. I mean, I'd come here when he has speakers and events.
You've been to several of his events then?
A couple of
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just such a privilege to just be near here. And
Certainly a mainstay over here on the conservative circuit.
yeah,
Do you think anybody's going to be able to fill his shoes?
well, it's hard to think about that now, but
Yeah.
probably not. Not for quite some time. At least I don't know who's on. He was so effective, but that's why he was such a target.
Yeah.
But it's just there's millions of us that have the same views as Charlie.
Mm-hmm. Or slightly different views, but
So you're gonna come and assassinate me?
Yeah.
You're gonna kill me now? That's how we feel. This is it. Something's gotta happen. This is the Fort Sumter. Something's gotta change here. This is
well, it'd be my question.
Violence, political violence, and the media. The media did this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fascist. I'm not a racist. I serve my country, for Christ's sake. We're all green. I don't give a damn what color somebody is, and we don't.
Yeah.
But this brainwashing is being fed into these people on the left, and they're losing. And I guess they figure this is the only thing they have left.
Mm. What do you think comes next after this? What do you think needs to be done?
Well, you have to think about what Charlie would want. He wouldn't want violence, but I'm worried. There's we folks on the right are generally very passive people. But there's no way you can say every one of us is going to react that way.
Right.
So I'm worried. I'm worried what the coming days and weeks will hold. But we got to think about what Charlie would want. He gave his life today for conservative beliefs and conservative values, and we got to uphold that. And we got to. I hope the media is held to account.
Yeah.
I hope the people who finally, who've been calling us fascists and racists and threats to democracy for years, that they did this.
Yes.
It has to. I don't know how it will end, but it has to end.
Mm-hmm. They take it into account, though. I mean, almost uniformly, at least according to my scrolling on Twitter, all of his right-wing critics, his anti-Zionist critics, are condemning what happened today. They're sending condolences to his family.
But those are the same people who didn't yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the same people spouting this same crap yesterday. And I just don't, of course they say that today. Of course they know, everyone's going to be pointing. I'm not alone. Everyone's going to be pointing the finger at them. Of course they're going to say that.
Yeah.
These are the same people that last week said praying isn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
When the kids got shot in the church or whatever. Well, don't tell me to, you're praying for me now then. Come on. know,
everybody's rhetoric nowadays, especially in the age of social media, like it's always at a fever pitch, and then something happens, and then it's, oh, we need to calm down, we need to take it down a notch. Everybody gets pretty loud, pretty vocal, and pretty vitriolic on the internet. You can hear it from every corner. Well, there was just Gavin Newsom, of course, sending his condolences, but just the other, well, there was a clip circulating of him saying it's time to start punching these Republicans in the mouth. Yeah. Everybody talks like that, and then something happens. From all sides.
It's not,
you know.
It may be from all sides, but it's not predominantly from all sides. It's predominantly from one side. And really, I think you turn on the TV, any channel, you know, any mainstream channel, you hear it all day long.
Yeah.
You hear it. They're not reporting news, you know. They're just trying to, I don't know. I really believe the media is the cause. There used to be a day, you know, in this country, it wasn't too long ago, where the media was you know, fairly unbiased. Yeah. They would just report the news, and you decide what you think about it. But those days are long gone, and I don't know if we'll ever get them back.
Yeah,
but
maybe not.
People tune into their outlets, and that affects how they see the world.
There's so many different outlets nowadays, all the new media age.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
it's, to me, this is like, it's like John Lennon, or it's like Elvis, or something. I mean, I'll always remember today. I'll remember where I was. It's that kind of impact.
Yeah, he had a huge impact. I know he did.
And it needs to make a difference. Charlie needs to have given his life for something.
I hope he did. I mean, I hope he had a positive impact in your life. I appreciate you talking to me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Make sure to stay hydrated.
Yeah.
What was your name, brother?
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah.
What are you feeling right now, Jacob?
I feel remorseful that, like, something like this happened. Like, you may not agree with his politics, but, like, he's two kids, small kids, are growing up without a father.
Yes.
You know, and so I'm just praying for his family, praying there's healing in our nation, because he's a prominent figure, that he was one of the biggest reasons why Trump won in 2024.
No doubt.
So all I have to do is just pray for him, because there's a lot of evil in this world, but I know that Jesus is the Prince of Peace.
Yes. You know, from my scrolling on Twitter, it seems almost uniformly that even his disagreement, even people who disagree with him on the right, are sending their condolences. They're very upset about this. They're condemning what happened. They're sending prayers to his family. There's only a few leftist lunatics are out there celebrating.
Yeah,
at least from my...
There's very little, like, more people than not are sad on the left. Of course, there's extremists on both sides, but the majority of people are mourning his death.
Yes, definitely. There's a big deal, man. His death is certainly going to leave an impact. People are going to be wondering, man, is this going to be a case of martyrdom? Are people are going to say, well, it's time for us to really rally the troops and crack down on somebody?
Yeah.
You know, I'm wondering about it. What do you think comes next?
I think, you know, obviously there's going to be an investigation from the FBI, since he's a political commentator and a high-profile one. Just see how we can do with, like, gun safety.
Yeah.
You know, because this guy obviously is deranged, and somehow, some way, he got a gun.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't personally like other politicians, but personally I would never want death.
Yeah, of course not. Absolutely not. Do you think there's anybody who's going to be able to fill his shoes? I mean, he's going to...
I say no, because he was such a big personality. Like, he went all around from campus to campus to campus, talking about, you know, what he believes in, and, you know, many people, you know, if he goes to ASU, for example, people would, like, sign petitions saying, we don't want him here, we don't want him here. And a lot of these campuses, you know, they want free speech in this. They might not agree with them, but,
yeah,
you know, it's good to have, you know, multiple talking points.
Of course, absolutely. I appreciate your time, Jacob. Thank you very much. People coming over, sending their condolences, bringing flowers. Charlie Kirk had a huge impact in this country, and especially for Arizonans. Man. People are sending flowers over here. Your name?
Eric.
How well did you, how familiar were you with the late Mr. Kirk's work?
I used to listen to his podcasts here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I follow politics.
Are you a conservative?
Yeah, I'm
liberal?
conservative.
Somewhere in the middle?
Conservative.
Conservative?
Yeah.
What kind of impact do you think his death is now going to have, not only like on the country, but in policy?
I don't know. I can't really say.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, can you remember the last time there was a high-profile political assassination like this?
well, the attempted assassination on Donald Trump several months ago.
That was, you're right, that was an attempt, but Charlie Kirk is dead. I don't know what his death is. I mean, some people will now say this is going to be a situation for martyrdom. Now, this is going to be martyrdom. Now, he died for a cause. Do you feel that way?
I don't know, but there's like this radical liberal element out there that just hates the conservative, hates the Republicans.
Let's be fair, hatred goes in a lot of different directions, though. A lot of different directions. Just to be completely fair with it, depending on how you look at it, there's been a lot of demonization, for example, of Gazans and those people living in Gaza, the Palestinians.
Yeah.
And many tens of thousands of Gazans are now dead, perhaps in small part due to that rhetoric. So what I'm saying is that right-wingers can also demonize.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you think the solution for all this is?
I'm not sure, but heard they were going to relocate the Gazans. I mean, Gazans ain't the bad people that Hamas is. Yeah. Been causing all the problems over there.
Yeah. You think there's anybody who's going to be able to fill Charlie Kirk's shoes, take his spot?
I don't know. They got like other, other conservative podcasters out there.
Yeah. Not quite as big of an impact as Charlie Kirk.
No.
And have you been down here? Have you been to any of his events before?
No, I haven't.
I met him once 3 years ago, somewhere around here, his Defeating the Great Reset event. I met him once. God, I'll never get used to these summers. It's hot out here, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's hot.
Yeah, it's hot. And your names?
Greg and Mary.
Greg and Mary. What kind of impact did Charlie Kirk have on your life and your political thinking?
A lot. I mean, he was a force that reached out to the youth of today like none other that we've had in our lifetime. It's something that's desperately needed.
Yes.
He was God sent. Thank God for the time we had.
Yeah. What do you think comes next, though? I mean, his death is definitely going to send a ripple. I mean, can you think of the last time we had a super high-profile political assassination?
Oh, sure. I remember. I'm old enough to remember JFK, RFK, and Martin Luther King. I was young, but I remember it, and I remember the effect of it. This is along those lines. Hopefully, it'll bring the country together and make us realize the divisions that we have. They're not good for us as a society.
Yeah,
we need to heal and come together.
You think his death will hopefully bring people together?
I hope so.
They always talk about trying to lower tensions and kind of stop with the inflammatory language. That's said a lot. I mean, I always say, in the age of the internet now, everybody can say whatever, and people are very inflammatory. So I mean, hopefully tensions do cool.
Yeah, as it turns out, it seems like most of the people calling the other people hostile turn out to be the hostile themselves. A lot of projection going on in politics right now.
The media drives so much hate.
Yes.
Hate and political division in our country, and it's just very sad to see.
Very much so.
It's come to this.
My name's Kevin, by the way.
Hi, Wendy.
Wendy, what kind of... Janae, what kind of impact did Charlie have on your life and your political thinking?
He was an amazing person. He was an amazing Christian. He knew the Bible like no one else. I had the pleasure of listening to him in North Carolina a couple years ago, and the impact he's had on the youth and the college community is beyond incredible. I don't want to give any recognition or talk about the side of this country that's divided that did this to him. I just want to say that we're praying for his family.
Yes.
And I know he's at home with his Heavenly Father, and he doesn't have to deal with any of this anymore. And I just wish his family the best, and God bless him.
What do you think comes next after this? I mean, his death is going to be felt now for a very long time. This is going to be a high-profile political assassination.
Yes, it is.
What do you think comes next after this?
There's a lot of heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great question. I don't have the answer to that. I know God wins at the end of all this, and that's my hope. I mean, that's not what I hope. I know that's going to happen. That is what I'm holding on to for my hope.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The country is very divided right now. I'm just wondering what's going to make it even more divided. I mean, rhetoric is high from every corner. You know what I mean? It's everybody on the internet now says things that are pretty inflammatory. I'm just saying Charlie did.
Violence is not the answer.
Violence is definitely not the answer.
We never incite violence, and honestly, I'm pretty pissed right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to highlight that side of it because it's just giving more attention to that. But violence is not the answer, and these people need to honestly come to God, and that's the only thing that's going to save this country.
Shooter's still on the loose right now, shockingly.
I know.
It's
They're just listening to police.
unbelievable.
I have a person of interest in custody.
Yeah.
But it didn't sound like it is the shooter.
Right.
So.